Alright, what I've got set up for swinger here this morning is a three-pole lining drill, a handling drill. We are done with our tee work, headed towards running some pattern blinds on land. I like to put these white poles out to give a young dog confidence in that back command. Helps them for that last 5 or 10 yards once they can see it. Can't really see it when they first take off. These piles are about 50 to 60 yards from the line, so it's relatively short. The tricky factor here is going to be this long one is pretty tight to the right-hand short one. The long one is about 20 yards over and 20 yards back, so that's pretty tight to the short one over here, which has got a little influence coming off of the freshly dug ground from the new pond. And what we're going to do tomorrow is choose one of these to run as a blind. We'll leave the pole up for him, but I'm going to add a mark. So this is the first day that he's run to these 3 poles from this angle. He has run to them before, but the more of an angle that we put on it, the more difficult it becomes. So for the last few days, or the last few times we've done this drill, it's been relatively square, so the lines are pretty even and pretty spaced out. Today is a little bit more difficult. Gradually I've been making it more challenging for him. So let's take him out and see how he does. Back. Good. There. Good job, swing. Okay. Heel. Good boy. Here. Sit. Alright, what I like to do, sit, hold. When I get him back from anything, a mark or a blind, what I'm going to do is I'm going to line my body up for the next heel, for the next line that I want him to take. Sit. Drop. Sit. Before I take that bird from his mouth. Alright? So we're going to do the next outside one. Sit. Sit. Right there. Back! Good. There. Nice job. All right. He saw the middle pole, so I stopped him and cast him over. When I did that, heel. Heel. I've been trying to stop him from going behind me just with my hand. Sit. Set. Heel. Heel. Sit. Drop and stay. Alright, what I was going to say is I stopped him and he caught sight of that middle pole, that deep pole, so I gave him a silent overcast. He took the correct direction but didn't give me enough of an angle, so I stopped him, gave him a little nick on the collar. We're on a level 2, just a small nick. I stopped him, I cast him, he turned the right direction but didn't give me enough of the angle. I stopped him again. Take your time with this. Stop, nick, let him think about why he just got that nick. I recast him, he took the cast beautifully. So just coming off of the tee work, we want to make sure that you have nice patience and a nice cadence. Don't stop him and cast him. He's got to sit and think about what exactly you want him to do. There's a lot for him to think about out here. This is a difficult angle. He's running past visible piles out there and visible poles. So keep that in mind. Sit. Dead bird. Dead bird. Back. All right, this time sit. I think he's going back towards that short one, so I'm going to give him an early over. Good dog. Back. No, no. Back. Back. Woo, good dog. Okay. Okay. Good dog. All right, very difficult to run past the short one. Like I said, he's getting used to all this, and I'm very proud of that. That was really good effort. Notice that when I want heel, good heel, sit, good sit, drop, good stay. Notice that when I want over, I do that silently. And when I want back, I do that verbally, because your voice is going to drive the dog. So if you just need to finesse and move him left or right, get in a good habit of doing that silently. When you want to push him back, use voice. And the more voice you use and the more assertive that voice sounds, the harder back the dog should drive. So keep that in mind when you're running your blinds with him. All right, so what I think I'm going to do now, I've got one more bumper at each of those piles. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a little hand-tossed mark, and then I'm just going to have him pick up the farthest one away from these two. This was a lot of brain power going on to get past those, so that was good. I want to end on that good success. But I'm going to reuse the easier of the 3 blinds for a blind retrieve after having a mark been thrown. Maybe I'll move the angle of the camera. Stay. Stay. Find that. All right, so that's the blind we're going to run. That's the dog. We're going to do a remote send, single retrieve with a Doken. And then after he picks up the retrieve, we're going to go back and get the blind. And I'm going to make this difficult for him. I'm not babying him. We're going to do it under the arc. Sit. Sit. Stay. Stay. Heel. 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 Sit. Good. Stay. Stay. 1. So he is now going to have to run under the arc of a retrieve to go get a blind. Stay. Watch. Swing. Good dog, okay. Here. Good dog, okay. Heel. Good heel. Here. Here. Here now. Sit. Back. Drop. Sit. Get her. Get her. Her. Sit. Right there. Sit. Back. No, no. Here. Sit. All right, rather than use the collar there, sit. I used attrition. That wasn't a turn with not enough of an angle. That was a plain old blow me off. I'm going to go to this pole over here. So attrition is when we stop the dog, bring the dog back to the area where they made the mistake, and give them an opportunity to fix. So rather than use collar pressure here, I'm going to work attrition. Sit. And that one single cast got him all the way out there. Good dog, okay, woo! I love the fact that he did not go back to the area where he picked up the bird. That's a pretty heel. Good, sit, sit, drop, sit, good boy. Okay, hop, hop, hop. Give him a free one, that was a lot of effort. So tomorrow's exercise is we're going to bring out some wingers to the same field. We're going to throw some birds, and of course there'll be some scent here. There'll be scent out there to distract him. And we're going to use probably that line, a nice easy blind for him, and put a bird outside of the picture of the line. We won't have him do anything so difficult as run under the arc with a bird just yet. That's a master dog concept. A senior dog won't have to run a blind under the arc. But we're not training him to become a senior hunter. We're training him to become a master hunter. Senior is just a step along the way. So we're going to train up here and then run a little bit lower when we're ready for senior. He's not there yet, but what he's showing me is that he's getting ready. He's just about there.